All right, guys, welcome back to the Red Circle.
Hi.
We've got new sound things and some different colored lights. Blah, 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 blah.
Very pretty.
Somehow that's the sound that comes in my head.
Blah, 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 blah. That's a sound Blippi would make. Don't you not like Blippi?
I've never seen Blippi.
You've never? Jacob loathes Blippi.
Yes, I think it's because he's kind of feminine.
Jacob, he's just annoying.
Like, I like playing with kids.
Yeah.
But not that much.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
It is.
Yeah, like, I don't like that you like to play with kids.
Sir.
I would rather hang out with adults. Don't want to play with kids. Like, I like to play with my kids.
Yeah.
But not your kids.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
There's like a certain thing where I'm like, you come over to the house, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go play with your kids. And you'll be like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're going to stay over here with the adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your kid comes up and tries to talk to me, and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Hello.
Go away.
Go away. Go read some books.
Like, but no. So today, on and so I remember this is funny when I was thinking about what we were going to do next as I'm trying to plan these different episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Was 9/11. Now the cards, they look like this, and I set some aside, and they look like this. So I ordered them on eBay. Okay, so it's like it's an actual game.
Okay.
It's an actual card game. Kind of like Magic the Gathering.
Oh.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Like Pokemon?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. The 409 cards, and there's 55 cards per deck.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah. So 405 cards, right? And obviously we're not going to go through all the cards.
Yeah.
But right, 1994, 1995. Steve Jackson Incorporated, all rights reserved, printed in the United States. Something.
And it's called Illuminati New World Order.
New World Order. Unlimited edition starter set. Sounds cool, right?
It does. It looks cool.
All right. And fun fact, while I was researching this, something I didn't even know, that Steve Jackson's house was raided by the FBI.
Oh my gosh.
To try and prevent these cards from going out.
Stop it.
Well, that's the theory, right? And they seized all his computers.
Oh
so all the artwork, all the writings, all the study that he made to create these books.
Yeah. And
he won the court case, from what I understand.
Oh, wow.
And then he had to retrieve all the stuff. Imagine 405 cards of artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the writing and the text and the whole, like, you're not going to remember all of that.
No. So did he get his, like, computer and everything back?
Mm-hmm.
Was it messed with and then he had to try to retrieve it?
Well, no, he had to just try and get it back from the FBI.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so.
Dang.
So let's get into a couple of them.
Jeez.
I don't have them in any particular order. Well, I have them in order on my little sheet. So you can see them here. They're just little cards, right? And they have like the name, right? And then they have like the power of this, and then it tells you what their faction is and what they do, and then what the card does. It has a little explanation. This one here is called Professional Sports, and it has a guy catching a bag of money, which is kind of funny. And so this one says gives +4 on any attempted any attempt to control any straight group. It's funny they call them straight groups.
Straight group.
Straight.
Huh.
Opposed to link this card to any one personality you control to give them a +3 power as a worldwide sports communicator. So the game is kind of another thing that's interesting about every single one of these cards has a pyramid hidden in every artwork.
Oh.
So it's got a pyramid hidden in every artwork. Okay. And the bottom part of these is like you build your own little Illuminati faction.
Okay.
Right?
So we are the Illuminati in it.
Yeah. You're on your... Remember what my analogy is that we're all playing at a crap table.
Yes.
And every now and then we shoot each other, but nobody mess with the crap table.
Yes. That's what it is.
Yeah, so you're on your faction and I'm on my faction.
Okay.
So it's not so much Republican against Democrat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into a couple of these. We're going to start with the big ones, just to keep people's interest.
Guys, this is crazy when I saw this card.
So this is called Terrorist Nuke. Okay. And it's funny that the nuke is hitting the Twin Towers, right?
It's hitting the Twin Towers where the Twin Towers got hit.
Mm-hmm.
And this game came out in 1994, which means he'd been working on it before then.
Way before that.
Yeah.
Way before that.
How? How did he predict that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
That's weird.
Yeah, so this one has, like, you can play it against a violent group, and the action may be played, and the action declares a quarter. Defense bonus in the last end. The current turn, and the good for defense only, does not count towards goals. I don't know what that means. Okay, I haven't actually played this game. I want to play it.
Yeah, we need to play it.
Also on the back, you can see it says the Illuminati, which is all cool, and it has, like, the hand pulling the puppet, right? You're the puppet on the string. So this was somewhat predictive, right?
That's so weird.
So the next one, it's got the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
So it happened around the same time, right? Same day. And it's Pentagon, and it has like a big mushroom cloud coming out of the center of it, right?
Like fire, like an explosion happened in the middle of it.
Yeah. And again, something that happened way before.
Yeah.
You know, and who would think that the Pentagon would be hit, right? None of us did, right? So there's one that says gas lines, right?
Okay.
So it's talking about controlling, you know, the fuel, stuff like that. So we can already see that happening.
Yes.
There's another one that says the federal budget. And it's funny because it's got a dump truck and it's like pouring out money. The gas lines, you've got, you know, the energy crisis that's happening already, right?
Yep, the whole world.
And then you have the federal budget, you know, that's like our federal budget just going to oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one's a really cool one. Now you see that one. Who do you see?
I don't know. And stay dead.
So this one is actually Julian Assange.
Oh, I could see if he was like a little older, yes, like a more wrinkly.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's stay dead.
Julian Assange, right? Who would have thought of Julian Assange?
Jeez.
Right?
Jeez. He was a little more wrinkly. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's interesting. So you play this immediately after the group has been destroyed. And so, like, if you think about it, he's like, the idea behind it is that he's like a tool for one faction of the Illuminati to try and destroy another faction. So if you think about it this way, you know, we're all kind of kids in some big guy's pond, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, right? And the guy won't die, right? He's just like stuck somewhere else. So mass murder, it has like a news, like printing, right? And what it had to do with is just like the constant, like, what do they call them? Shootings that are going on all the time, right? So there's constant shootings, and there's a couple of those. So the other one is this one. So here you have like the jogger.
Oh.
So you know that jogging the what was it called, the marathon runner that got
the
the
Boston
bombing
Marathon.
Yes, the Boston
I had a
Marathon.
friend that was there.
Yeah.
She was there. All her kids were there, and then every single marathon that she ran after, for like several years, she could not complete. She had PTSD.
Yeah, I bet. Like
Very
it's
scary.
scary. And like
wow.
So strange, right?
The
So strange.
jogger.
Now some of these are stretches, right?
Mm-hmm,
Like we just have to be honest.
Yeah.
So the Alex Jones one.
The Alex Jones one, I agree with. That looks like Alex freaking Jones, man.
Where he's like a double agent, right? So he's like on one side of the faction. And it makes somewhat sense because you can see how he's always getting fed information.
He's getting fed information.
Mm-hmm.
So who's feeding it to him and why?
And there's two Alex Jones ones. There's one of him that's like a screaming one, and then
that sounds like Alex Jones.
And then there's another one of him like holding a ketchup bottle, and it's got like an antenna coming out of the ketchup bottle. So he's like a hot dog stand guy, but he's like an undercover agent. But that one's the one that looks like him the most.
Yeah, that one. I've seen a picture of that one. I looked that up after you showed me this.
Yeah, that one looks a lot like him.
Huh.
The other one that's interesting, and this one's kind of like obscure, kind of funny, but at the same time is like legit. So they have the frog god. So the frog god.
Oh gosh.
Right?
Okay.
Frog god. And it's funny, so the idea behind this one is like you have that frog meme that goes around everywhere, right? And that's like to destroy things.
Yeah.
So it's like everything's a conspiracy, right? It's like the Doritos is a conspiracy because it's made in a triangle, right?
I do love Doritos. They are delicious.
Okay, then they have one of Princess Diana, which I don't have. Right, so that's an obvious conspiracy.
When did she pass? Was that one made before her?
Oh,
I'm sure all of them were.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I don't know when she passed. That's a good question.
I was so young when that happened. I remember not even realizing there were real princesses in the world.
Now there's one that has like Las Vegas.
Oh.
And it's like showgirls and stuff. So again, back to the mass shooting in Las Vegas, right?
Okay, so she passed away 1997.
Okay, so it was afterward.
Yeah.
Right, so it's somewhat predictive. There's this one that's like a charismatic leader. Some of the guys say that it like is similar to Trump at one of the rallies.
Oh, the orange neck.
He's got gold hair, right? And then there's another one of Trump, and it's called it's like this one. So I have one that's very similar. So this one is like this one's called Backlash, and a lot of people say that's Obama.
Oh, I can see that.
Right, Backlash. And it's like, this card is like the idea behind it is like, it will cause you to like respond to it or whatever. So it's kind of like they push a plot and then you get a backlash.
Okay.
But there's one that's similar to this, same style, and but it says Teflon.
Oh.
Right, and it's a white guy.
Okay.
And a lot of people say that's Trump because they always said that he was Teflon Don, right? Yeah. And so he can't get like
nothing sticks.
Nothing sticks to him, you know.
Interesting.
He said something he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and
nobody
people
would still vote for him.
There's one that says it's called political correctness. Right? On one of the signs of political correctness, it says pronouns.
Stop.
Yeah, like we didn't know anything about no pronouns.
No.
So that's kind of crazy, right?
What?
Yeah, the pronouns. Yeah. So there's another card. It's called Hidden Influence. And in Hidden Influence on that card, a lot of people think it's the U.S. Attorney Barr.
Oh.
And it was like, you can't destroy a political person if you use this card. So supposedly it was saving Trump, right?
Oh, interesting.
The other one, then this is the other one, is the March on Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So people are saying that's the thing of what happened with, January 6th. It's like, I don't like it. Really, really unhappy. It's
Is that
funny,
what
these
the
cards,
signs
yeah.
say?
Yeah. No, grr.
No me gusta. Grr.
It says grr on it,
That's so funny.
right? So
Hmm.
it says play this card with a plot card to that requires an action or actions. This card substitutes for any one action of power of 6 or less. It really is a game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Okay, so I'm just going through these
Card game.
because they're fun to just see. This is more light,
Yeah. I
even
just
though
think
we're
it's
talking about such
interesting.
horrible things.
I know.
Oh, here's the money one. The new federal budget. I did have it.
Oh, yeah. Keep it coming. See, we're watching that happen, like with Ukraine and all of that, where they're allocating all this money to go help, and where is it going? It's going into a pit. It's like there's just so much.
I think I saw
corruption
something
going on
that there was like $20 trillion like unaccounted for.
I believe it. 100. I think everything that goes over there is unaccounted for.
Back to 9/11. That's what happened the day before, where you didn't know that?
What happened?
That they couldn't account for like $2.5 trillion or something crazy.
Stop. And then the next day, 9/11.
The next day, 9/11 happened, and then
that's
who cared
bigger
about
fish to fry. Yeah.
Who cares about that?
I was in 8th grade for 9/11, so I didn't know about conspiracies about 9/11 until like college.
Yeah, I was in college when it happened,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't. I didn't connect those two. Even when they told me, I was a little bit like,
okay.
I was like Neo when he got broken out of the Matrix. I was like, no, it can't be.
Why would they do that to their own people?
Yeah, right. So there's one this is only a test card.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are connecting
like false flags.
They're connecting it to Hawaii, where they had a missile scare that they were going to get hit by a bomb.
Yeah, everyone got that text message from the government saying like a nuke is coming. Can you imagine being on the island when that happened? Terrifying.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to be on an island.
Mm.
Just saying. Okay, and then there's Against the Wall. I don't know if I have that one. And that's the name of the card. I'm trying to say the name so you could Google them if you want to. And it's an idea of build a wall.
Oh.
Right, so it's very similar where they're fighting against the building of the wall and then against the wall.
Yeah.
And then I already said the Alex Jones one. Oh, okay, there's a cool one, and it says International Weather Organization. That's one of the cards, right? International Weather Organization.
Chemtrails on
there
it?
is chemtrails on it. I know you love the chemtrail one, right?
Chemtrails are real, people.
Yeah, so it was on there, and it was talking about either weather modification. There's even a tornado on it.
Interesting.
So I think that was fun. Every
day when I go outside, and they're just everywhere. I'm like, oh, they're spraying us today.
Yeah, I just don't think it was that, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
prominent?
Like when I was a kid, I don't ever think I never
year.
saw anything like that. Mm-mm. Now, granted, maybe I wasn't paying attention. So then there's these Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton ones, and I just have the Hillary one. So this is the Hillary Clinton one. And you notice she's holding something in her hand. It's like a rope with a noose around it, right?
Oh.
And the other side of it over here is Bill Clinton with it around his neck.
No.
It's so funny. And so she's like dragging him around like
interesting.
He's just like a little puppet.
Isn't it crazy getting Clintoned is a thing? When people get offed.
I hope I don't get Clintoned for bringing up these cards. Hey, if you want to whip Bill, go for it. So there's one about gun control. Okay. So gun control, we all know gun control's coming around, right? We got Beto O'Rourke. He's from El Paso. He's all about that gun control life.
How embarrassing.
Right? There's another one that's kind of interesting, and this one sent me down a little rabbit hole. So there's this thing called Warehouse 23.
Okay.
Right? And I think there was a TV show called Warehouse 23.
Was there?
Or 43. something like that. And there's a couple of these warehouse cards. And the idea of the TV show, it was kind of like an X-Files type TV show. Was it 43?
13.
13. Okay, so it was something like that.
I mean, 13's a
It's another
specific number, yeah.
23 to, and in there they just have all like the conspiracy theory stuff in this warehouse. Yeah, it's a pretty cool show. Pretty cool show. If you like that kind of stuff, you'd enjoy that show.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So then we have the fake NASA one, which I know it's gonna hurt you. She really wants to believe we went to space.
I really thought we went to the moon.
Shit, it's like fake.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's Neil Armstrong right there posing. How many takes are we gonna have to do in this suit? Right. And one day I'll do a NASA one and the confession of the guy that directed it.
My gosh.
That's a fun one. Maybe I'll do a reaction to his confession.
Yeah.
That probably would be better.
That would be really good. Yeah.
That would be better.
Yeah.
And then you have this one. This one is kind of cool. It's funny because, you know, when you first see it, you're kind of like, well, okay, whatever. But it's weird because of the time frame when this game was created. And it's the flat Earth.
Flat Earth. Yes.
Flat Earth was not created. The thought of the flat Earth, we didn't even think about that in the 90s. So it says people laugh, but the flat earthers know something. For their actions, you may roll 2 dice. If your roll is equal to or less than the number or places you control, the flat earthers' weird, alienated geology has led them to the gold strike, whatever that means. And you may draw as many plot cards as the number you rolled.
Okay.
But it's weird that it says know something.
I just looked it up. So there's been a Flat Earth Society that was founded in 1956. But it wasn't super mainstream.
Yeah, I've never heard about Flat Earth. Flat Earth blew up, I think, during COVID.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
Flat Earth. I mean, YouTube. I just remember not wanting to watch.
Yeah, they were even talking about it on mainstream TV.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stop these flat earthers, you know?
Crazy.
Not even necessarily that these cards have to be predictive. They it may reveal something that's known.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy knew something and he created each one of these cards to explain stuff. And I think we're not even to the point where we truly understand what the heck he knew. Like in 10 years, we might be like, oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's another one, and I don't have this one. And it's a pizza for secret meetings. There has been a big conspiracy around pizza and something. So you can draw your own conclusions. Don't Clinton me for bringing it up. But
it's a card.
It's a card game. I'm just talking about a card game.
Pizza
what you're talking about.
for secret meetings.
Pizza for secret meetings and secret codes and emails. So family values is another one, and it has like them eating. I don't have that card either, and they're eating like this food, but it's like technology food. So it's almost like destroying family values and making people consumerists. Which I think is a big thing going on right now.
It's huge. I mean, like our phones. People don't eat dinner with each other anymore. The kids are on their phones or on the TV. Adults the same. We're all just like, okay.
Oh, let me show you this video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're not connecting.
Unfortunately. And then there's another one that's very similar to the family values, and it's called Frankenfood. And they're eating. This is one person. I think it's a kid, and it's eating like this fish thing, and it looked all toxic and weird. And you could think about tilapia. So tilapia is not a real food. It's like a hybrid of some crazy food that doesn't exist other than like farming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting that he. 'Cause
Everything. And
I
the
didn't know that.
GMO, everything.
Mm-hmm.
All of our food's Franken food. It's not real food. Margarine. When I was looking up like how margarine's made, it has this like very foul odor during the process of making it, and they have to remove that odor.
Really?
And then we eat it. I don't, but some people do.
A cool one is this one, and you can kind of feel this one going on right now with the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So it has two people standing behind him in military garb,
Mm-hmm.
and then a guy in the middle, and he's like a scarecrow, like a
Hmm.
puppet,
Okay.
and it says, and it's called NATO puppet.
Oh.
So you can see that, like the Ukraine guy.
Yeah, the president, Zelensky.
Yeah, and he's like a actor turned into
President.
right?
I didn't know very much about him until the war, and it sounds made up. Actor turned president. I mean, we did have a Trump, and he was not an actor, but
Yeah,
a reality TV star turned president.
but he was also a business person.
That's true.
He was also connected to a lot of those things.
Yeah.
He's funny. Dave Chappelle did a video.
Mhm.
Did you see this SNL
No.
intro? I think I sent it to you, and he came out and he was talking about Trump, and he was like, the reason that people like Trump was that he came from inside the house where all the elite are, and came out and says, "Hey, everything you think we're doing, we are doing."
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, and then he went back in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all true.
And I
want to go back now.
And yeah, and I was like, that's crazy that Dave Chappelle can even see that.
Yeah.
You know? Now Dave Chappelle, he's not totally, but man, Dave Chappelle was backing up Kanye West like crazy on that SNL. He went as far as you can go before you get like killed.
Yes. Oh, dang! And it was on SNL.
It was on SNL.
Oh, I need to watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
sent
it.
to you. Yeah, it's nuts.
Okay. Wow.
It's nuts.
Wow.
Okay, so this one's called Fiendish Fluoride.
Putting fluoride in the water.
So putting fluoride in your water, big conspiracy. We didn't know about it in the 90s. Right? This one, there's something to this card. And it's called Deep Agent. And I haven't been able to really understand this card yet. There's stuff going on in the back.
It's like fingerprints. There's other stuff.
I don't know if it's a fingerprint. I wonder if there's like, if you could put that in a computer and it will like connect all these dots and make a drawing.
Yeah, like this card looks like there's clues in the background.
Yes.
Other cards don't really look like.
No.
Like, they don't look like there's clues in the background. That one really does.
There's something going on in this card.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one needs a little bit of a study.
And I want to know who this guy is. Like, this guy has like way more detail than everybody else.
Yeah.
He looks like a real person.
Creepy. Like one eye is a little shadowy.
He kind of reminds me of, there's this book where it says Confession of a International Hitman. Have you heard of that book?
Mm-mm.
So this guy, he was like hired on by governments to go and like overthrow other governments.
Oh wow!
And he's got a book. It's called, right? Interesting. So bank mergers. So you can see that like these are like the different actual currencies being eaten by other currencies.
Oh.
Right, you can see it.
We were the big fish in the pond, and it's happening now where we're not.
So political correctness. I'm going to show it to them first.
Okay.
So there's two guys being hung for political correctness.
They're being canceled.
One of them says ate flesh of dead animals, right? So this is the vegetarians.
Oh.
Right. And the other one says use
insensitive pronoun. Oh, stop it. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's like the most craziest one out of all these cards. Because who would have ever thunk?
No.
There's no way our mind would ever connect these.
No.
So this one's like M5, right? And it's a British intelligence agency, have been hiding things in plain sight since the First World War, which I think all these groups have been doing such. Mm-hmm. This one is called the Hidden City, right? Hidden City. And I think this one's interesting because it's kind of like a double fold one where you see um they're finding these things in on the bottom of the
The Euphrates.
Euphrates.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. And then I think there's also
Those
like
caves.
there's actually hidden places that these guys go and meet and do things.
Yeah. In the earth.
Mm-hmm. So this one's called Nuclear Accidents.
Mm.
And what this one reminds me of is Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
And then I'll leave this one for the last one. And this one's called Epidemic.
Mm.
And I'm not going to say what thing it has to do with, but you definitely see in the background a needle,
Mm-hmm.
right? Disinfectant,
Mm-hmm.
masks,
Mm-hmm.
right? Quarantine across the top of it. Who would have ever thought we'd had to be quarantined? And then rubber gloves, right? The latex gloves.
Mm-hmm.
This card made no sense to me when I was first looking through these, but now it makes a lot more sense. I still don't even know what the heck is. Oh, those are body bags.
Are they? I thought it was like a forest.
YouTube scrubbed, I would say 90% of all conspiracy theories off of YouTube.
I believe it. It's been hard to find stuff for research for this.
Yeah. So that's why, we're going to make sure that we're on the other platforms like Rumble and Getter. And
yeah, so you guys can find all of it.
I used to watch a lot of this stuff on YouTube. You know what I mean? There used to be a lot on YouTube. Was just free fall for whatever you want to find.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I went down this rabbit hole with these cards. Now these cards didn't make much sense when I first saw them. You know what I mean? And it's funny when you think about it. So there's this thing that they have to kind of in witchcraft that they kind of have to tell you, and for you not to do anything about it is kind of like willful accepting.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they have to somewhat tell you what they're going to do. Somewhat like Simpsons, these other shows that just kind of tell you what's going to happen before it happens, right? Like you have Bart Simpson giving money in front of the Twin Towers, right? In his episode, you've seen that picture, yeah. Like just stuff like that, right? Like the Simpsons have predicted quite a bit.
How?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So I got the OG one. I opened these packages, so they probably would have been worth more if I didn't open them. But I did it just for you guys and for you, Vanessa.
Yes, I was excited to see them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this game.
Yeah. So it's super cool. It's something nerdy, something different, something out of the box, literally. Mm-hmm. It's light fun. You know what I mean? About the end of the world, but whatever.
It's light about the end of the world.
Yeah. It's funny though. That's what it is.
It is.
It's light fun about the end of the world and how they control us.
Destroy everything, control us.
And it's fun. It reminds me of another video interview that I saw with Aaron Russo.
Okay.
Aaron Russo, he was a film director, producer, whatever, that produced. His most famous movie was Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
That was a funny movie.
It was a funny movie. Yeah. And then he made V for Vendetta.
Oh yeah, that's how I know his name. Okay.
And then he also made Freedom to Fascism.
Okay.
Which is a documentary.
Yeah.
He became friends with a Rockefeller. And then he later got interviewed by Alex Jones about his relationship with this Rockefeller, and the Rockefeller was telling him how they're gonna take over the world. They're gonna microchip everybody. They're gonna take over the monetary system. Everything's gonna be in a chip, and they won't be able to buy or sell. And if not, they'll just die. And
do you know how long ago that happened? He told them all that.
He's dead. Yeah. He's been dead for a minute now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking at least 10, 15 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, and he was talking about it, and then Aaron Russo was like, "Well, why do you want to do that?" And he's like, "What do you care?" He's like, "You're not going to be part of them."
Whoa.
Yeah. So It's interesting. And then when you talk about cryptocurrency, right? FTX just got totally stole everybody's money. And they found out that the guy that was running FTX was being ran by another guy who's like a connected to political figures.
Oh, wow.
And,
I did not know about this.
And they were doing like this whole shell corporation program to manipulate the price of crypto. Wow. And they ran an exchange called FTX, and most of the major online YouTubers used FTX, and because they would promote it, and every time somebody went in there and put money, they would get a kickback. Yeah. And all the people got screwed. All the people got screwed.
That sucks. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? It's going down.
Well, Bitcoin is on a 4-year cycle. So it always goes down. So it's on what's called a halving cycle. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, two different things.
Totally.
And if you don't understand the difference between Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, you know, cryptocurrencies are centralized. Okay, they're all somewhat centralized. Bitcoin is the only true decentralized cryptocurrency. Okay, Bitcoin is its own thing. It was created by this guy. Like, you want to talk about conspiracy theory? Like,
nobody even knows who he is.
This guy Satoshi that invented this solution to banking and to transferring wealth across time, and then he created a deflationary currency. So that's what the halving is. Is it becomes deflationary, so it becomes more scarce. So every time somebody mines a Bitcoin, they get awarded Bitcoin. Okay, and when they get awarded Bitcoin, it's the amount that they get awarded is what's called the halving. So every 4 years, that amount that they get awarded is cut in half.
Oh, that's why it's on a 4-year cycle.
Yes. Okay. A simple way to explain it is that the amount of Bitcoin that's being released every month gets halved. Okay. So in a sense, it becomes deflationary. Yeah. And there will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever produced. And we're already like at 19 million Bitcoin. As it gets further and further along, it's going to become more and more and more scarce. Okay. So the goal is for Bitcoin. The question for Bitcoin is who created it. There's a guy going around the internet that says he knows who created Bitcoin, and he says that it was Putin and his guys that created Bitcoin, which is a crazy conspiracy theory, but possible.
Did he say why? Like why they did it?
Because obviously the Russians are the ones that are being affected by the financial system the most. You know, and there's so much Bitcoin that's lost. Tons. I would say half of Bitcoin is lost.
I believe it.
Like, I have Bitcoin somewhere in my shed on a piece of paper, then I have to go look for it.
Stop.
You didn't know that? No. I never told you?
No. We talked about Bitcoin, but I didn't know.
So I was big into politics.
Yeah.
Because I got into Ron Paul.
Okay.
Ironically, freedom to fascism is what got me into Ron Paul. Okay. From Aaron Russo. So I was like that. So there's like two Ron Paul-y kind of people. There's the conspiracy theorists. And then there's the libertarian, ideologically connected to Ron Paul. Okay. So we both kind of merged in the Ron Paul campaign, right? So in 2008, I was like an organizer, an assistant organizer for the Ron Paul campaign. And I became like a state delegate. And then in 2012, when he ran again, I was the head organizer. And then I was a state delegate. And then I was also a national alternate delegate. Wow. To the national convention. So I made it all the way to national. And it's all like self-funded, like I didn't fundraise. Yeah. So you get to actually, so the idea was that we could go to the national convention and overturn whoever won the popular vote to the party.
Mm-hmm.
If you get enough national delegates, you can change the vote.
Okay.
And do away with everybody's vote.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But that's the way that the system actually works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went there and found out pretty quickly that it's not as easy to do such. And like most people at the top of the the Republican Party are not conservative.
No.
And they're not nice people.
No. I'm learning that locally because I'm getting more political. And
the local people are kind of harmless, but they're controlled. You know what I mean? They're controlled by big interests.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the local party is so small because we're predominantly Democrat. So we don't have really any power.
Yeah.
The reason I say all that is in the second one, there was this group called Freedom Works. And Freedom Works came to El Paso to try and help promote the movement, the libertarian movement. And they put on a little thing at a hotel. We went, which was nice. And the head guy there talked to me and said, hey, you got to buy this Bitcoin thing.
Oh.
And this was like
2012?
2011.
Oh, nice.
Right? And he's like, just do this, just do that.
Was it hard?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. So it didn't make any sense to me back then.
Were you like, am I getting scammed?
I thought I was getting scammed.
Yeah. Were you like, I'll try it?
But I think I threw $200 or $300 at it.
Okay.
Back then.
With Bitcoin, that's the only one that resonates with me. That's the only one I'm just like, I like this one. Jake has done little things and little ones. And I'm just like, well, like, where is it rooted? Like, where does it get its money from? You know, like
Bitcoin is the only true like thing. Now, the other ones is, if you think about it this way, Bitcoin is like digital land or gold. It's the best way to understand cryptocurrency. The other ones are like IPOs.
Okay.
When the internet first started. Right? Like if somebody said, hey, you want to invest in Amazon when it first started, like, okay, what does he do? He sells books online.
Yeah. No.
Who's going to buy a book online? That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
That's how much of a paradigm shift crypto has to take you for you to be able to invest in it. And probably 1 out of 1,000 of those IPOs ever survived. And then you're talking about IPOs that were regulated already by the federal government. And right now, crypto is not regulated by the federal government at all. Yeah. This is the Wild Wild West. Yeah. You know, and people just throwing money at it because it goes up. You know what I mean? They have like Moon Coin and Elon Musk coin and like freaking Dogecoin and Shiba coin. Yeah. Which is jokes. Yeah. Right? And there's very few coins that are actually doing something or tokens. Right? Yeah. There's a few coins that I would probably that I've invested in. Right? So Bitcoin, obviously. I like Cardano. Okay. I have a lot of Cardano. I sold 90% of everything that I had in November. You know, before the collapse happened. Yeah. And then could you just tell something was going to happen? No, you just follow the 4-year cycle. Everybody thinks the 4-year cycle is going to change, but it's not. So now Bitcoin was totally manipulated, and I think it's by this FTX guys and the government behind it. They already found that they flooded the market with extra coins. Oh. So they created a supply gluttony. Oh. On the exchanges. Yeah. So you have CZ, which is Binance. Okay. He's been around the block for a while. But there's no real Binance in the USA. You can't use Binance. Okay. I've never even heard of it. Yeah. Binance is like the #1 exchange in the world. Oh, wow. Yeah, bigger than Coinbase. Wow. Yeah, Binance is huge. Binance. And they have all the random crap coins. The coins that you don't let your mom know that you're buying. Right? and then you have Coinbase, and Coinbase has like a bunch of different Coinbases, and then you have Kraken. I've used Kraken in the past, and then you have swaps.
Mm.
You know, like they have the sushi swap and all these swaps, and the swaps you use with your wallets.
Oh, okay.
So you don't use it with an exchange; you use it with a wallet, and you're swapping with other people. It's kind of like the LimeWire of.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So swapping, that's kind of what it is. So I like Bitcoin. I like Cardano. I like Ethereum. I like kind of like Polkadot because it's just been around for a while. Maybe one day this guy will actually do something. I would just be careful. Do your own research. You know what I mean? Don't take this as financial advice.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, I'm investing in it because I do think there's something there. We can get ahead of it early. I could get ahead of it early, but everybody's lost money. You know, except me.
4-year cycle.
Yeah, 4-year cycle. So so the idea would be between now and next November would be the bottom.
Okay.
Of crypto.
Okay.
That's when you invest, and then you have to wait for it to come back, and then that 1 year before the end, and then it blows off top, and then you sell. You know, and then wait. Wait a year for it to bottom out, and then you buy.
And then you wait. Interesting.
Simple.
I'd never heard about the 4-year cycle.
It's funny because you go on these other crypto channels and they say 4-year cycle, but they don't know what that. People don't know what that means, and they're tired of talking about it.
Where are we in that cycle? Yeah. Well, this was a fun episode.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it today.
Yes.
Thank you for my lovely Vanessa here, my co-host, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Yep.
And give us comments on what you think we should talk about next. It's not that I'm going to run out of content, I promise. But, you know, if there's something specific that you want to hear about, let us know. I'd be more than happy to get into it.
Yeah.
We might even in the future do some Q&As.
Oh, that would be fun. Let's do that. I love that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.